Mrs. Chisholm, why do you want to be President of the United States?
I want to be President of the United States because I'm very concerned about the direction in which this country is moving.
Do you think America is ready for a president that is both black and a woman?
I think a lot about what Chisholm's legacy might be. The easy thing to say is that her legacy is that she paved the way. What does that mean? What does it even mean to pave the way?
I am not the candidate of Black America, although I am black and proud. I am not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I am a woman, and I'm equally proud of that. I am the candidate of the people of America.
How Chisholm saw herself to be remembered was not as the first Black woman to have made a bid for the presidency of the United States, but as a Black woman who dared to be herself.
They said she was too aggressive. They said she thinks she knows everything. They said, why didn't she keep quiet? I used to think this is the only Black woman in Congress, and these men are treating her like she doesn't even exist.
The mainstream Democratic Party did not want her to run. And it's not just because she's a Black woman. They saw her as a nuisance because she represented the progressive politics of what the Democratic Party could be.
They said I was crazy from 20 years ago when I first emerged on the political scene. So let them continue to think I'm crazy.
Her words were, I have no intention of just sitting quietly and observing. She said, I intend to focus attention on the nation's problems.
She would tell feminists, we can't elect a woman without a collaboration of all of these coalitions. And that's working together, specifically working with poor people, with indigenous people, with Hispanic people, her going to places and speaking fluent Spanish, embodied what she thought as important in terms of coalition building.
Unlike conventions today, where the nominee's already known, the nominee was not known then. There were two front runners. There were Hubert Humphrey and George McGovern. Chisholm really had an opportunity to say, I'll give you my delegates if you agree to XYZ condition. And at that point, she was going to advocate for a woman vice president, a Black secretary of housing and urban development, and an indigenous person as interior secretary. Because she knew she wasn't going to win. She was telling these delegates, please vote for me in the first ballot, because then we have power. You have one vote here, use it to really make these candidates responsive to us. She couldn't get enough folks there to change their votes, but they loved everything she said. They thought she was the best candidate, but they wanted to vote for the winner.
Illinois gave McGovern the votes he needed to win.
When the coalition didn't come together, she really was hurt.
A lot of people don't know, but Shirley Chisholm was really a sensitive woman. I mean, I've been with her when she broke down and cried many, many times behind closed doors.
We afford white political figures the totality of who they are. But when it comes to African American women, we really truncate the important role that they have.
The myth of the strong Black woman is an easy one to buy into because we don't have to look at you as being a real human being. It didn't mean they didn't get tired. It didn't mean they weren't human and they didn't feel the same things other people do.
She went right back into Congress and she redoubled her efforts to improve people's lives.
She was bold, and she said to me, when you get on the inside of whatever you're doing, you've got to get in there to change the rules of the game, because remember, they weren't made for you or me. And we've got to bring other people along. And so you can't go along to get along. You have to really shake things up.
Chisholm was a radical. She was a revolutionary. Before Barack Obama creates this coalition of young people, minority people, those who he considered to be marginalized and left out of the public foray, Chisholm does that. It's that coalition building that allows us to have the first African-American president, to have VP Kamala Harris. We see the numbers of African-American women being elected to Congress.
Shirley Chisholm revealed the power of Black women. She did things that so many people would have counted her out for. I think about how often I was counted out. It couldn't happen. But you know what? She made sure that it wasn't about what other people could see in her, but it was about what she knew she had.
But I think what is even more important than whether or not America is ready for me as a president is to begin to prepare America for the fact that it is time that other peoples in America besides white males run for the highest office in this land. Someday blacks will leave this country, that someday women will leave this country. That's what this is all about.